despite an incredible upset, a 2-0 over Akami the other day. They're here now on their last legs. They have their back to the cliff face, and all it needs is Wildcard to give them a gentle push. And they're over, and Wildcard will stay as the kings of ANZ. Let's get into it then. Ban phase coming out. Thatcher and Maverick, anyone?
Well, Thatcher definitely going to start off with. Let's see what the second one will be. As Knights is onto the attacker Ben now. I would really like to see a Maverick Ben here. Because I mean, Maverick is
I wouldn't. I want to see a change. I want to see something different.
True, but I also want to see how Knights can deal with that as they opt to go to the attack style. Okay, we're going to see the Capita Ben.
There was a big reliance on Capita in that last game especially, so I imagine with it quite fresh in the minds of each team, it's say, well, Cappy sucks. He does our head in, let's get rid.
Yeah.
He does enable things like the smoke executes through the kitchen hatch, or even just burning defenders away from uncomfortable positions. So I understand it entirely. 2 defensive bans coming out. First one is going to be Pulse on the board. It seems to be a thing with APAC. The Pulse is very popular, as we saw yesterday from South Asia. They love it. Here being banned away, we've seen it a couple of times today, already picked up by players like Ethan on Consulate. They love it. We saw it a few times during the season in APAC North. They love it too. So let's just ban it away. Get rid. Valkyrie going to be the other one that follows through.
Does that mean we're going to be seeing a lot of Echo being played?
I assume so. I don't know. I think after teams play for quite a while without Echo, it's that the whole mirror theory again, where it wasn't picked for the longest time, so no one really practiced it, and now that he's allowed back in, was disabled for a good amount of time, people realise that banning away the Valkyrie actually is also highly impactful, which is why it has been the most banned operator so far in the region.
All right. Not coming out the first try, but six big face coming in.
You okay?
English is hard.
What word? Hey, look, we had this discussion the other day. You speak more languages than I do, therefore you are already a better human than I.
I don't know if that's how it works. I wouldn't call myself better for...
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
I like the split. Okay, look. Basically, I'll be dead honest about this. We've broken the fourth wall enough during this event, I think.
Yeah.
We messaged our group chat and said, guys, can someone get us a drink or two, you know, and Hat was like, and snacks. Fair enough, you know, we've been here since...
We got snacks.
Been here for a few hours. It's time for a snack to get the sugar back flooding through the veins of Hat. And Easy, our observer, who thinks Nambedics in this game, I think it's fair to say, can't be in 2 places at the same time, has rocked up with a bunch of sweets and a couple of drinks for us both to keep going. Oh, I wonder, has Fluke written that in the, I assume it was nail varnish. I think I've just realised in saying it, it's actually nails that he's had put on there by Gio. I think he was just hungry to start doing ASMR. We spoke about his rap channel yesterday.
Yeah, it's Frozen Raps.
It's Frozen Raps. I remember watching them and just thinking, I can't tell if I love it or hate it. I didn't know which way to sit. I'm sure Fluke will be more than happy to put that on Twitter for everyone to see, and I will retweet it for him if he does it. It's worth the world watching, trust me.
I like what they did there, opening up the CCTV wall.
Yeah, there's a game going on. We should probably talk about that.
Yeah, no, we
again.
do have a game. I'm sorry, like, I should have maybe reminded you.
No, this is entirely my fault. I am the big derailleur.
It's fine, it's fine.
Profusely.
This is what I mean. Like, I like the way that they open this up because it's going to be making it a bit harder for the Maverick to actually open up. Has to be more precise with his fuel, as that might come back to, you know, maybe costing him a bit more or maybe messing up a bit, being more susceptible to any C4s to potentially come down upon him. And here we see it. He's indeed not really able to properly open it up straight away. And that's exactly why they open it up. It wastes some time, and it makes him more vulnerable.
Do you think they just start drawing the line across and they just think, man, it's time to get creative, it's time to do art? We saw it the other day, actually, on Jacuzzi Wall. Someone had opened up about 10 different lines across it, and I was like, you could have had the whole thing open by now. Like, what are we doing? It was very bizarre.
I guess it still gives you some protection if you leave some of the reinforcement. And why is there no garage control? Oh, of course we're playing Jimbit. No, wait, what?
No, we are playing the right side.
Say, like,
so this is what some teams do. I don't like this setup because I've seen a good number of teams doing it. I think it was in Europe I saw a team do it. Did I say it was BDS? I might be wrong. They basically just stick everyone around cash and do a very big north side hole with sometimes an extension in towards construction. That's why you can see the wall leading in towards the logistics has been electrified. The reason I'm not too fond of it is it then makes it somewhat easy to get control of the west window and CCTV. You have the 3 compass directions, east, west, and south in your control. The plant becomes incredibly easy in a default spot. But what they're trying to do is probably play behind C4s, of which they only have 1. I don't know, Hat, my theory has fell apart. I'm broken.
They do also have smokes. So, I mean, they at least have that one going for them, and they know where it's going to be coming from, as they're having 1 smoke already ready in hand. Diesel just waiting for it to be tossed in. He's just waiting for the information, for the sound to come through. Probably Emerin is going to be the one that has to, give through that information as he's closest. There we go. Sound comes through. C4 will be tossed in. Actually, no, it's just a smoke. Bit of damage done, nothing too much. And Wildcard, they will continue to hold onto the side.
Josh could do so much work from below here, actually. If he's still got his impacts on side, I don't know if he does. He might have used it. He has got both. He could just blow them out from below here if he wanted to. The C4 doesn't quite land. The smoke comes through, but he's going to be able to get it down in time. And this is the problem with this defense, is you leave so much, but the retake comes in. How did you miss him? He was to your left. He was still sat on top of the diffuser, man. Use your eyes. Unfortunate, but a 4 versus 3 for the side of Knights. Basically, a 3 versus 3. As Strider is on the deck. Ethan puts Hayward on the deck and goes, 2 of you can join him. The final one gets finished off. A 3 versus 2. Post-plant, mind you, makes this very tough. And Josh from below can be massive here. They're going to try and stick it. Josh now springing into action from below. Going to blow it out. Gets 1. No, it's Dino finding that one. The diffuser's not even being stuck anymore. 3 seconds to go. They've got to make it happen. Dino is down. The clock starts running out. Josh, you've got to go now, man. You've got to stop him or this is done. Pre-fire in the wrong spot. You can see him. He misses him. No. He finishes him off a Wildcard with almost nothing left. Managed to make it happen. Winning round number 1, but they had no business doing so given the angles that Josh had.
Oh my god. Why is this first round instantly so wild?
Oh my god, I've ever heard.
It's like it shouldn't happen like this. They had like the perfect setup here. There was absolutely no way that should have went wrong. They managed to get the plan through. You're in a 4-on-4 after plant situation in that case. Somehow, just somehow, Josh didn't realize that the diffuser was going down.
My exact notes here are hold CCTV only. Josh spoons the post plan. I don't like pinning it on one person because it's a team effort when it all comes down to it at the end there, but after he'd already done the hard yards of blowing the floor open with the impacts, putting down the one player that was sat on the diffuser and being like, oh, great, we're in a spot where Dino can get a free kill. Wonderful. This is our situation. 11 seconds left. All you've got to do is stop him hitting the diffuse, dude. And he saw his head, but I think he panicked by seeing the movement of the second player doubling across his vision line and thought, God, got to kill that guy. He wasn't the one doing the diffuse. Unfortunate, but a very scrappy first round, and truthfully, I don't want to see Wildcard defend that site the same way. They gave far too much room over to the Knights.
They did indeed, but the thing is, Des, as soon as the clock hits 8 seconds, you do not go for anybody else that moves except for the diffuser.
Nope.
Because you know you win it in that case. And that's not what happened here. Wasn't able to get the kill quite down. Also, I believe, did he have another stun left? I don't think if he did, but if he did, that would have maybe been a better choice.
He did have the concussion. I think he was out of the actual impacts. Yeah.
Concussion stops the diffuse. Because he used it once before.
I guess the fear was it might not hit him through the floor. I don't know. It's a panic situation.
I get it.
You know it's running down to nothing. You'll just do whatever you can. It does give the starting advantage over to the side of Wildcard. Again, remember the last time they played on this map, 6 rounds in a row for Wildcard in the defense, and they go on to take the first defensive round from Knights 2, ending the map 7-0. At this point, any round for Knights in this half will be an improvement on the previous performance. So all we ask is that it comes early. It doesn't come towards the bitter end, given how things have played out previously.
If they manage to get some, I think 1 or 2 up early, you might just completely swap around that momentum. That might be what they need to actually get it going. Because we saw before on Oregon, as soon as they start getting the rounds in time by time again, they might be able to actually live off that momentum and keep it up like that. And Strider now opens up onto the hatch here in Motorcycle. It's going to be giving them at least some opening, something to work with, some space where they can maybe go for the attack.
Starting point, right? Standard hatch to open up. With the Habana on side, you can normally get kitchen at the same time. Let's just pray for a lack of a recreation of what happened yesterday, where a player from South Asia, Jittery, was sat inside a meat. The attackers took control of kitchen through the window and got blasted as he came running out of meat. It was interesting. And interesting is that magical word. You'll hear casters say it all the time. Listen to all the casters you ever hear to. It has negative and positive connotations associated with it. You can say things are interesting to mean that's a bad thing, but I don't want to use a bad word, or it was genuinely interesting, and the problem is we'll probably never know which. Hayward, interesting kill. Not too bad to kind of double down on that. Out comes the impact nades, though. They have control. 2 kills coming their way, puts them in good stead. Most importantly, it's going to be the Echo going down here, and that's going to smart.
Oh, it's going to be the see Aldado coming back as the Maestro manages to get one kill onto the board. Geo is going to be the one to lend that one, and finally the hatch will be opened up as there's no more impacts left anymore to try and cancel it. Geo will be taken down. A shot was just missed there, I believe, by Hayward using those vertical angles. Diesel now stuck inside the dirt. Imran walking around inside the church, hoping to hold off of these hatches just long enough, hoping that these 35 seconds could be enough to potentially get themselves up with yet another round, because otherwise it's going to be Knights that is going to be starting off very strong right here in the second half, putting themselves up. Strider is inside, going down for that plant. C4 will be tossed out, but I believe he got shot. Indeed, he did get shot as Imran goes aggressive right now. He's not going to be able to find anything. Hayward and Josh both pick up a kill. It's Knights to win round number 2.
Yeah, at least there's some fight back coming in. It's not going to be a plain and straight affair. That is that one round. That is already a marginal improvement on the last time they played. Well, into the Knights. It's how much more they can turn it into in this first half is going to be the big question on everybody's lips. How much can they stretch Wildcard? And for the third site, we head downstairs once more. What a surprise. The Wildcard want to reattempt a site that did not go well.
Might have realized. What's going wrong? At least you would hope so if you're doing it again.
Is this a roam? With that 6th pick onto a Vigil, maybe? Castle? No, okay, it's going to be an Echo from... Okay. Play around quite a bit of intel with the Mute and the Mozzie. They may just opt to play this one on site normally. You don't have the castles to help protect your rotation angles, but if they do want to cause a bit of trouble upstairs and commit to life of death on the top floor, it is certainly an option for them. With them not heading straight upstairs, though, it does look like they will be spending their time on the downstairs. Otherwise, you would normally save those reinforcements for the top floor to reinforce both Cashfall and also leading in towards Jacuzzi. I admit I'll cheer for Wildcard now. Sorry, Knights. Martin... all I can say is you were never a true fan.
Glory hunter.
A glory hunter, as we call them in the UK. So when you ask someone, oh, what football team do you support? Oh, Manchester United, right. Glory hunter, brilliant.
10 seconds to go.
And they always go, yeah, but they're not doing well anymore. They're not as good as they were. It's like, yeah, but you started supporting them because they were. Commit to the pain those of us that don't support a top 4 team feel, or in this case, even a top 1 team. Knights, no doubt, if you have a lot of fans out there, are feeling the sting right now, being that we are on the final map of the series, potentially. We'll go through to number 5 if Knights can take it away. I'll repeat once again the history they've had of that 7-0 and 7-2 defeats to Wildcard in the past. Statistically, they should not win this. I don't know what the weather is telling us, Hap, but statistically, they shouldn't be winning this.
Well, I mentioned the weather before, but it doesn't really seem to be mattering that much for this matchup. There's some damage done. And I believe we have a little bit of a game crash.
We do, apparently. So we'll come back to us in just a second, and I'm going to have to try and half squat.
I'll squat.
I'm down. We good. Production, you're okay to show us now, I promise. As Hap nearly knocks over our sound stall.
We're okay.
Wonderful. Unfortunate, but it gives us a bit of time to have a chat.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back to the screen.
Welcome back.
I haven't got my jacket on, and I've got the sleeves down. Again, it's the cardinal sin. I apologise. Unbranded water. We're safe, boys and girls. Don't worry.
Branded by Hap. This event is sponsored by Hap Water. No, it's not. All right.
Where is it manufactured?
I have no.
In the rains of Pakistan?
No.
I'm going to bring that up, I think, every single time we work together in the future.
All right. But 2 rounds we've had so far. Both
2 very different rounds.
Yeah, but both should have gone into the favor of Knights.
You think?
Yes.
Well, I guess the first one, yes. Josh did spoon it up a bit.
And the second one, they won as well.
The second one was much more decisive because they found those 2 earlier kills.
That is true.
And I guess when you're finding the Echo early on, especially the Echo as a kind of key opener, it's the one kind of sticking point I have was when teams use Echo to be aggressive earlier on, when they'll use and say, right, you have an ACOG, spawn peek a window on console, let's sit behind a shield, look to peek people as they come running into a room. That's a saying, actually, that Ace of Pirate casting last time, by the way, straight after this broadcast, be sure to tune into that. He said something like, it started playing a MOBA, and in MOBA there's a term such as a power spike, right? Like there are power spikes for certain items or champions or heroes or whatever, and he started bringing the term across to Siege and said that, you know, Echo's power spike is really late in the rounds, and I said I think he has one early and late. Because of the fact he's got the ACOG, he can cause quite a bit of damage on things like spawn peaks, but the later a round goes, him, Smoke especially, really stack up as those ones that you want left alive later on. So if they're picked off earlier on, I'm always like, but they'd have been so pivotal later on.
It's all your deniability you have.
Yeah.
Gone. Because both those operators, Smoke and Echo, they function so well in trying to stop plants from happening, really. That's it. Like, you can
It's
stop
their
the
job.
plant from happening, and it's still Siege, it's still an objective game. It's not about just killing everybody. You need to get that diffuser down every now and then, and, well, if you have an echo or a smoke, that could be really hard.
That is true.
Yeah.
It could be really hard. That's the summary.
That's the analysis.
It can be very difficult, absolutely. I mean, touching back on that first round again, we kind of went back to the setup that they brought along, Wildcard this is, and they were in a spot where it was a very interesting hold with everyone stacked in towards red. That word interesting came out again. Or in towards cash. Everyone just sat up towards the north side. No one really playing inside of CCTV. And I asked that question of, well, you can't protect the west window. You can't protect the breach of the east. You can't protect garage and nobody's in there. So where does the defense come in? And the answer was 3 smoke canisters and a C4, as well as a rush from 2 of the defenders when the plant did eventually go down. It is so risky trying to play for a retake like that in my mind, because you know full well there is going to be someone out on that east rappel watching the angle onto the bomb, and you need to kill them. You need to kill the guy who planted, the ones inside garage. There's just so many things that are going to come back and bite you. Looks like round number 3 did go the way of Wildcard. So there we go.
Oh, there we go.
We did get an answer. So they did manage to successdown successfully defend it. Only we just didn't get to see how.
That's unfortunate.
That is the void round. That's going down as
Attackers need to
void.
locate and defuse as
So we have no
bombs.
clue what happened.
Ow. Game sound. Ow. Shotguns. I still remember in the UK, actually, there's a team called Randy's who played in the UK Premiership. And one round on Coastline, they literally bought shotguns and opened up the entirety of the map. And at the time, we didn't have the blessings that we've got here in Paris. We didn't have mixers to control our volume. So all we heard for the opening 90 seconds of a round was...
Your sound loud.
I was like, oh my word, I'm going to have a headache from this later on. Gym and bedroom going to be where we head to in round number 4. And as you come to expect these days, there is going to be an extended hold committed in towards CCTV. The 2 walls leading outside or externally have been reinforced, as well as the 2 that look south in towards CCTV from Cache itself.
All right. There we have it.
Shotguns, please.
Being shown, and what I like here is the fact that even if they would have brought a Kali, you're not going to be able to actually get the electric cloud that they put down. Also, not going to be able to find it with a Maverick, which is going to be making it harder for them to open up completely. That means they need to go for the, you know, the lines, cutting them out on top and bottom.
Ignore me, I'm just playing with microphones.
I know. I'm seeing that as Knights here.
Yes.
Are trying to find themselves a entry. Just going for wall bangs, attempted wall bangs that is, using the magazine and ammo capacity to their advantage. As Strider, I'm not sure what he tried to attempt right there, but that must just be an open.
Yeah, just to peek some suggestions in is the best way I can look at it, trying to cause some trouble.
Yeah, but,
But
like
no
right on
one-
the top and bottom.
Yeah,
like.
but no one waiting inside of the hallway. I don't know if it's more the opening of saying, okay, now that it's clear, we'd rather get our headband around here or whatever. I don't know.
Could be, but Dino is still holding tight as Emerin will be able to get the first kill down. Shielder attempting to take down, but my charge will be taking care of that grenade. I believe it might still be in charge to actually get that shield off the bed. We see Hayward just quickly peeking back. Is it gone? No, it's not actually. So I indeed did save the shield up there.
Opening things up again now properly this time round, rather than just doing a straight line across. Problem is, the middle is still there. If someone peeks out here, this could be danger for them. Or if any kind of throwable is chucked over, then absolutely. Not to be the case here. Still haven't yet got this wall open. So Hayward really probably needs to get over and help them with that, or they can expend utility or a hell of a lot of bullets getting it open.
So dangerous what he's doing right now is exposing himself that much, and that means that Zofia most likely will be getting into a position as well. No, also is going to be peeking these windows. I'm not sure yet what's happening here, because they should have been opening up on that wall earlier on, and instead they're going to be using ammo for it. Ammo.
I was going to say, Hayward...
Finally Hayward comes in.
Yeah, I was going to say, surely he moves over at some point. They have managed to get it open, but that wasn't without effort. Crikey. Puts us down to 60 seconds remaining in the round, and still some work to do.
Can you shoot your Excaris through this? Yes, okay. I was going to say, it's still electrified, so I'm not...
It's not quite a force field, yeah.
Maybe it destroys it, but we're
Oh,
just the 32nd one as well. They're not going to be able to open that one up completely now. Might be able to get just one line of sight, and if they still have a grenade available, but it's going to be Dino to get up 1 kill. And look at that Diesel right here from below. C4 pops through and takes him down. Dino falls as Strider moves in. He's trying to get that plan down, but his teammates are being shot left, right, and center. And it's all up to Josh now. He's in the middle of sight. The pistol will be swapped out, but it doesn't matter in the end. It's Pat with the kill. And Knights with the loss.
that was far too easy for them there, I thought. Just making it look simple, admittedly, helped somewhat by Knights and their struggle in actually managing to get control of Jacuzzi Wall. It wasn't the messiest, it wasn't the cleanest, sorry, I should say, is the other way around. I think it's why you've seen some teams bring a sledge early on to smash the soft side of the wall open. Then he runs off somewhere, normally to go and tackle into Logistics Office's hatch, and you leave the Maverick to do the work on the wall. The one threat you do have in that case is that as soon as that wall falls away, you are entirely exposed, and a C4 is very easy to throw sailing through. In that instance there, they made it look a bit more difficult than it really needed to be, and I agree with you. Quite a bit of risk shown on that south balcony. Rather than hugging tight to a wall or hiding behind the vent itself on the outside of the building by construction, they chose to swing wide, which could have been a really simple kill for one of the defenders. Wildcard, definitely one of the easier rounds they're put down in the book. 3-1, they sit after 4 rounds.
Need to locate and defuse
That is
bombs.
definitely in their favor here. On the defense side, a map like Clubhouse. Knights, they prefer to be in the attack, but I'm not sure how much that's going to be helping them or aiding them now. We still see a lot of reinforcements coming out, a lot of exterior ones. 1 construction, 2 in office, 2 at Jacuzzi. And we also have 2, of course, near the plateau, or platform, as people would call it. So nothing really inside, you know, like, except for that 1 and these 2 in. Are they going to be playing it like this again? Yes, they are. I wasn't going to say it was working that well for them, but they think differently.
Well, we saw Ali's tweet about hoping that Knights win this. I would also like to see it go all the way through to a 5th map, but at least with how this has started out, it's looking like a repeat of how things have gone previously between these 2 teams on Clubhouse. Clubhouse? Yes, I was going to say, I thought it was like, we on Clubhouse? My brain was just like, wait, not Clubhouse. And I was like, no, it is Clubhouse. It's that defense again, as you mentioned. You saw them reinforce the wall, double wall that leads down south in towards Garage, no doubt because they're not looking to play in Garage. So it's a twist on what we normally see on this map. I'll acknowledge that, you know, difference sometimes is good. It leaves teams guessing. They can't rehearse for the same thing all the time.
I'm not a fan of Strider using his ammo to open it up when they have a sledge. So he's like 2 or 3 max to try and open up as much as he can. And now Hayward comes in and does the job anyway. And you might, I mean, I know there's a lot of ammo in these guns in Siege, so it might not be that detrimental, but you never know if you need to wallbang more.
He just wants to be that guy that goes, I'm helping, guys. I am helping, I promise. I guess help he did, or at least he's helping far more now and getting the wall itself opened up.
I really don't get this. There's nothing here for the mezzanines. And I think we like, it's universally known that if you get garage controls and attacker, it's really hard to lose it. Where did they just
Impregnate that from?
all the way across?
Oh, the doorway. Okay, fair enough.
Attackers have located
It's not quite the
a bomb.
clean opening they wanted last time. And makes things uncomfortable because they already committed one of their ex-Kairos towards the construction wall that comes in from the like balcony outside. So, there you go. Can be shown wonderfully. Thank you very much, medics. So with all of those down, they won't be getting this wall open, I don't think, unless they rotate the Maverick round where Strider is now. It's time, though. This is the biggest issue, is the time it's going to take to get him up inside a garage safely and also manage to get the wall opened up. That'll leave them with about 45 seconds or so to execute as long as he's quick. And you've got to deal with the fact that someone can come into garage late, as Ethan is potentially looking to do on this Jaeger, currently working his way towards oil.
I was just going to say, all he has to do is just a clean circle cut, and he should have enough fuel for that. And so allow him to go through and still have that breach they wanted to work with. Once already goes down, is it going to be basic? Yes, there we have it. Smoke canisters are coming out, but he's going to be completely blinded by his teammates. Almost losing his life right there. In the meantime, we have Ethan able to pick up 1 kill, but he will be responded to by Dino. 45 seconds left on the clock. Still deniability left. Amarin still has his Evil Eyes available. Smoke canisters are being deployed as well. The question is, do they have enough available for this actual 45 seconds to fully go? No, it doesn't seem like it. Dino's found a spot where he can plant, where he's not being smoked out, and that means 45 seconds on the clock yet again. And Wildcards will find themselves, as the C4 comes in way too late, into another retake situation where they will have to try their best to make sure they get this round in.
Imagine a 4 versus 4 post plant. That's exactly where we sit, down to a 3v3 in just a few seconds. Diffuser on the ground, the disable attempt coming in. He's backed up by this wall. The retake could be good for them here. Just got to hold the angle. Spray comes out, down to Hibana. Grenade comes singing through, but it comes in from Hayward onto Pat. But they still manage to stick the defuse, and Wildcard against all odds take the round once again.
again, they just rely on this. And look at that, like he sees his teammates get blown up. But
the one thing I will give is the retake is super solid because you're forced to open that right panel. You can't open the left one because of the angle that comes through from the construction doorway. You're forced to get the right one open. You do what they did just there. Back your way onto it and just sit there very comfortably against the reinforcement, holding it down, and away you go. The one thing I'm not too convinced by is why on the attacking side they felt the need to stack everyone inside a garage. Why there wasn't someone out on the west window. I mentioned earlier on that you get control of the west window, the east breach, and the garage to the south. Why not make use of all three when they're given to you so freely? It is curious, Hap.
It is a very curious question. Maybe we can answer it later in the cabinet of curiosities.
Are we going there later?
It's nice to curiosities. This,
yeah, the little chair area where Milos likes to plant himself down and look through the old art.
Yeah. Which, according
we had a
to
right old debate on the name of who was it? Michael.
Thatcher.
Yeah, Thatcher. And you get renamed from Mike to Clark or Clark to Mike.
Yeah, but also Jaeger has the C8 SFW now.
How times change. I remember seeing a video from Goga a couple of weeks back, actually, where he said, oh, you think you don't like the meta now? Look at this. And it was a clip of when Lion to KB Jackal was a thing all in one.
Oh, yeah.
And he was just like, remember when you couldn't play Siege because of this? And I was like, yeah, I guess so. Downstairs we head. No craziness in the setup. We saw the SSG roam out of a good number of teams this week, but in this game, it is not yet present. Maybe Knights will rock it on their defensive side of things. Everything's a bit more anchor-based, looking at four of these operators. Maybe saying Emarin's going to be off on the roam, looking to cause some trouble. But as of yet, he's still on the site, not looking to go too crazy at the very start. Still got a couple of ADSs to plan down, mind you. And it's probably more likely you see him playing inside a blue and trying to ADS trick onto the generator.
Knights trying to put down some extra pressure. As they've lost 4 rounds. 4 rounds in total, 3 in a row right now. Definitely would be wanting to get some extra pressure down onto these, well, this dying round and this half, really, because there's only 2 minutes and 20 seconds left into this first half of Clubhouse. And they are trailing right now, Des. And that means that if they cannot turn this around in the second half, it will be over. And it would be Wildcard to be new champions, or, well, remaining in the champion spot.
Need to rush.
No.
Although already being at the bottom of the main stairs is not being in a bad spot. Normally, you would see a C4 come singing over the wall and collapsing into what I call death box. The bottom of the stairs is always where these C4s land, exactly where Juicy is now. He's kind of in the firing line, as is Hayward's drone. And there comes one, but not yet being thrown out. I think they're just mindful of he's not being there just yet. But Pat is ready and waiting. He's waiting for the go sign. He's saying, guys, just tell me when and I'll blow him sky high.
He wants to bait it out, I believe. Like, of course, he's using that drone, maybe giving him the attention. I am on my drone right now. I'm not sure if they have any information that would feed into it, but Juicy right now running through, and then they know there surely had to be some information right there because it flew in perfectly, got the kill, and it's going to be putting Wildcard up 1 man yet again. As Dino right now hoping to open up that hatch. Grenades are coming through. Will be taking care of the Electroclaw. The question is, does Ethan have another one left that he will be tossing? Yes, he did, I believe, toss it. It's not going to be landing. The hatch will be opened up, and there's this 1 pixel that he can look through to maybe find a head if he finds it. Please don't do this. Oh, he just sees him pass right there. He's so patient. Is he going to get it? Is he going to get it? This is... Oh, come on. Give it to us. Give it to us. Oh, he spots the head. He doesn't know. He's going to peek it. He spots him. He's trying to fight back. Oh, he gets it. Reversed it. Uno reverse card to come in. Dino will be able to pick it up. Let's bring it forward to forward. 30 seconds left, Des.
Who's to say pixel picks to remove with shields, guys? Just find an object that isn't perfectly square and you're sure to find those crazy little angles. Beautiful stuff. And the reverse is okay here. It puts us into a 4 versus 4 rather than a 5 versus 3 for Wildcard. But this is Knight's last chance. Is their last chance to take something here? He kills on the drop as well. How does that ever happen? Strider in the default spot going for a plant. 4 versus 2. And it looks like a 4 versus 1's coming in anytime soon. There it is. Pat's going to find 1. He's already found 2 this round. He's got to do all 5 if he wants to give this round to Wildcard and close the half at 5 and 1.
Is he going to be able to do it now as he rotates back up? This might be the right choice, as there is indeed 2 players on the top floor. Is he going to be able to find him, though, as there is a long angle being watched? They're both aware of the fact that he moves up. The crossfire is there, indeed. You saw both those traces coming from both those sides. UT. And it's Hayward to pick up that last final kill, and Knights to get the round, so they at least are not being closed out 5-1.
It always astounds me when players can win those fights. They're dropping through a hatch and still kill someone. It's kind of they see your legs, they see your body, and then finally you get to see them. That's a good half a second or so they've got ahead of you to fire some shots out uncontested. So maybe a good pre-fire coming through from Strider there to close that one out, but a solid round coming out of them does put things at 4-2. It's not catastrophic. It's still a lean towards wildcard, but I don't think we've seen the last in this tale just yet. I think there is still more to come. And in this round, we're seeing a Kali of all things being brought out. Normally a replacement on some maps. I wouldn't say all of them. On some maps through a Thatcher. Popularised by a few EU teams. Secret spring to mind as they like to play it on things like Oregon. And that's going to get changed away. So despite the wonderful discussion we just had about Kali, and when I say discussion, I mean monologue from me, it's going to change away to a sledge.
It was a very good discussion.
Thank you, mate.
I thought I had some valid points as well, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
You contributed most excellently.
Anyway, as we like to say, both of us, there's two sides to a game of Secrets.
Yes. You're learning. We're saying, that's it, we're in.
And that means, to everybody watching and hasn't heard it before...
Look at it, look.
Like, he just reversed it on him. It was like, okay,
they can see each other at this point, surely, right?
Yeah, I'm just wondering why the Maestro didn't get it, because he had so much time, because they were like, oh, tap, adjust, tap, tap.
Third shot lucky, second one didn't work.
But well,
5 seconds
Knights,
left.
are they going to be able to step up in the defense and maybe put up something impeccable,
Attackers' objective is to
impenetrable
locate a bomb and
defense?
defuse
Something
it.
that would maybe guide them through and put them up onto the position where they can bring it to a fifth map, to the decider nonetheless, to decide who wins it all.
Seeing the Kai being brought out, but I suppose the Kali was there kind of as a bait to try and force them away from playing that, but they have stuck true to their ideal setup. And very anchor-based once again. It seems to be the story for both of these teams is rather than playing this roaming style game, even when you see the Jaeger and say, well, that's a roamer, Des, he might be playing around the map. Very often not. He'll play in the spot that you're seeing right now because it's very easy to ADS trick in this spot. Normally you'll save one in the back pocket to be planting onto that stack once they start burning through you. It's often why you see a Zofia attacking from these stairways down into blues because she has a lot of utility that she can commit towards burning out those ADSs. Very common to also see attackers take a stance inside of stock above, open the hatch, start chucking down the grenades to try and burn them out a bit quicker. Becomes a war of utility, much like the yellow stairs on something like Consulate.
Bit of a fat finger going through right there. As he stepped into the goo mine, accidentally went on his drone instead of pulling out the needle. Because that took a little bit more damage than possibly was needed. As the hatch is being opened quickly by Diesel. It's going to give them an opportunity to drop in from the motorcycle hatch, or bar hatch, as you would like to call it. You have two opportunities there. And right now, the one that they do not have is the kitchen one, but it's going to be Hayward that goes down first. It's Amarin to pick up that kill from the stock, actually, room.
Onto the... Oh, you're
Long angle.
joking. Ouch.
It so often gets pre-fired and just wallbang, just an attempt on it, because it's so often that someone plays behind that bar. And you see right here, Amarin going for that kill, going for the shot, getting it as well, putting Wildcard in the lead.
It's good to put a bit of a threat there into the back of the bar because that means now there's one less C4 to contest with. In fact, only one remaining on Dino, I imagine. Indeed it is. So it's less to worry about that death box at the bottom of the main stairs that I spoke about earlier on. Will not be able to catch folks out unless Dino gets himself the perfect timing and the ideal positioning. This hatch starting to get opened up, it comes into this old typical war, and I say it's a war, it's more of a one-sided battle as there are no ex-Kairos remaining. There are also no impacts remaining except for the one on Josh, but Juicy has done the good work there, fought the good fight, dare we say, to make sure Kitchen is not going to be a drop point, so main stairs is going to be the attempt. Opening up onto Church Wall, we've seen this a couple of times before. Playing with a shotgun at close range could be very risky because they can see those feet running back and forth, but no one going to be shot at or shot out in this case.
Indeed, no one will be shut out as Dino still playing out here, trying to contest onto the motorcycle hatch. In these last 20 seconds, surely the execute will come soon. Wildcard has to go for a push right now. Ethan will be able to pick up one kill. Emerin will follow up with a second one, but Juicy will be coming around, but he will be picked up before he actually gets any impact. Dino with the shotgun, the last man standing, the last line of defense, gets yet another one. 5 seconds left. Is he going to be able to try and stall out on this? The plant will go down. Where is Emerin? Is he going to be there for the cover? Yes, it looks like he will be. The plant is going down. The pings are as well. Dino will be able to pick up one kill. Is he going to go for it completely? Is this going to be the ace clutch that he might be going up for, because I believe he down Ethan as well, as he's going aggressive now, swinging around, doesn't know he's on his left, the ping comes in, but he loses the gunfight. Wildcard will be winning that round. They are going up yet again, they're extending their lead, and they're setting themselves up to win the entire thing, and they're getting closer, second by second.
I can see why all the casters and those that watch ANZ get so excited about games like this, because the number of clutch opportunities that present themselves is utterly ridiculous. And although the stats might not strictly reflect and say there are a lot of 1vx's that take place, it's more these late round executes. It's more of the tension that you see in post-plant situations that is just so enjoyable to experience. Even with Knights doing, I'd say, relatively similar on the number of kills they're putting on the board. They're still down in rounds. It is still a 5-2 to Wildcard. 2 rounds away, and it'll be Wildcard saying to Fnatic, you departed, and we assume control. We are the kings of the region, and none dare stand before us.
Locate and defuse bombs.
Have the Knights under their control.
Well, the kings do command the Knights.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's how the relationship works. So at this point, you know the journey I was telling earlier on, we kind of got all the Knights staging a rebellion. They wanted to bring down the king and replace him, usurp him. We're at that point now where they are at the castle gates, and they've realized we have no way of getting across the moat. We are losing members very quickly to the archers of the kings. And they're in a spot now where we only have a few valiant ones left. 5 of them, their names all on the screen to your left. And even with Dino, a Dino Knight, dare we say. A dinosaur, a knight on top.
Dynamite.
That clash of ages there coming together.
Dino. And a dinosaur. Yeah, I mean
with a spear.
I mean, does a dragon count as a dinosaur?
Does a dragon count? Given dragons are fantasy, I'm going to say no.
Because they
dragons
are
being written about long before probably people discovered dinosaurs were a thing once upon a time.
That is true. But like, it's technically like, because a crocodile also comes from that age. So it's like, you know.
They are old buggers.
Oh well.
Girls. Is it the same setup again? Are they doing the same?
I think they are.
Right. Can we get an overhead clear medics really quickly, actually? They've got 1 player inside a garage. I think they have. They have. Okay, so it's not exactly the same, but this is a very light setup for Hayward here. They're basically doing what most teams do when you play someone inside a garage, is you commit them to the grave and say, look, we don't expect you to live.
Just
some of you may die,
you
but it is a sacrifice I am willing to make. Mate to make. A sacrifice to mate. Okay. To make.
That gives a complete different meaning.
It does, and let's... Yeah.
Oh, you're
speaking about animals.
That's so nice for them. Just Josh, just opening it up for them. They don't have... Oh, but you see the head!
I was going to say, surely!
Hell? You see the head for like 5 seconds. Come on, dude, just press the trigger already. As Wildcard, yet again, will be able to get the opening. They open up the wall as well. The Knights helped a little bit with that, as Dino now will be retaliating as he takes down Pat. It's going to be a start of the comeback they might need. They cannot afford much rounds anymore. Knights, that is. They can slip up once more, but that's about it. After that, they need to win every single round in this map.
They're squaring up to ignore Garage here, so playing the more European style. Very few European teams really lean towards taking Garage these days. Instead, wanting to put the focus inside of construction. It is electrified, mind you, and that's where the fear point's got to come in. I believe it's why they sent Ethan on the downstairs to try and get rid of that Electro Claw, so we can see Geo go to work on the wall.
A lot of information being gathered here. There we have it. It's the skeleton key. Just not able to get that kill down. A lot of damage though, but it will force Geo to actually find that kill. Another aggressive B comes in, but he's going off the angle at that moment in time, and Dino is back alive. Look at that, 12 kills already in this map. We're over 7 rounds in. It's going to be Ethan now to put pressure down as the diffuser is dropped inside of the logistics office, but we do have Dino very deeply inside of the bedroom. If they manage to clear out the actual people on site, it might be quite an easy one for them, as the diffuser is attempted to be recovered right here, but I believe that he's about to come back. Dino, that is, as the pre-fires come through, Ethan finds himself in sight, in the middle of sight. It's going to be able to get the kill, it's going to be able to get the jump on Josh, not the kill though, as Dino's also on 1 HP right now. It's going to be a double kill for Emerin to come in. Pistol will come in as well. Hayward low on HP. It's all up to Emerin now. 15 seconds left. He needs to find 2 of them, both on different angles. The diffuser dropped in the middle of sight. Is he going to be able to find any single one of them as the pre-fires come in? That's 1 down for Hayward. He's not going to be able to go for the finish. This is wasting so much time. Don't do that, as the pun now will come down. Dino is aware. He knows he has to stick it. 3 seconds. Is he in time? He should be in time. Gets the kill, and Knights will survive for now, but that should have gone the other way around.
Oh, it's just crazy that a Buck can charge into sight like that, almost playing for, dare I say, again, a retake. The one coming from behind in construction, one playing inside a garage, one on red stairs, no one on site. Just gave him the absolute freedom to charge where he pleased, but sadly just couldn't quite close it out. 5 and 3. Knights are fighting back. There is still some fight left in this horse. They've still got an opportunity to do magic here. And Dino, I'd say, dare I say, a lot of it falls back to him. We spoke in the first couple of maps, 15 kills, then 12 kills. Last map, he was almost silent with about 5 or 6 kills, but here he is once again, stepping up and making himself heard.
Kali yet again 6-picked out. Not receiving the love she wants. Ash instead will get that.
It's a lonely night as a sniper.
It is a lonely night and life. As Knights will be opting to go to the gym and bedroom, considering they won the other 2 sites.
Double electrification coming out here alongside a mirror, so very much a denial-based setup. Imagine they are going to reinforce that west wall once they've done their work of opening it up with shotguns. It helps with the sound, so you can hear where something is being planted on the other side. If there's a thermite in play, for example, what's going on, where they are, what exactly is happening just across from you. So it completely makes sense.
I think it's mainly for the actual Maverick, though.
This is interesting. Okay.
It will be complete. Like the Maverick is having a harder time of actually opening up. If you open up,
if you open certain parts of it,
yeah.
Normally that's done lower down, though, right? Like
this. But I believe that's also the other side, isn't it?
I would wager the threat mainly comes in when it's low down rather than high. And okay, fair enough, there are some low ones there. I thought he was only doing high. I completely agree with you then.
And of course it will help with sound as well, but it's really dangerous to trick in a situation like that.
Yep.
Especially with grenades to be able to be tossed through, stun grenades through the drone hole as well. Bandit will not have a good time if he tries to trick that. Diesel here will be trying to open up the first one. The top part is easy, as nothing has been destroyed there. Just a clean-cut line. But now we'll be going to the bottom, and that one seems to be a bit harder. Now, I would take off that electric line, try to go for a little bit of a C4.
That is if grenades don't come swinging in from the aggressing side. They aren't right now, and no one's really willing to contest. Dino has fell back, and you can see why they've got all this electrification now. As well as the west wall, as well as the east wall, there's also that wall electrified to the south of Cache. And this is just screaming, we don't want to lose control here. The thing I always see teams get wrong with this site is that they hang around a little bit too long in the extended hold. They sit in Cache and just almost believe that they can get far too many kills here, when realistically, it'd be better to fall back, keep 2 of you alive, and make sure you've got 5 left alive in the final 30 to 45 seconds on the site itself. Here there's a very cautious creeping coming out of Imarin. Might find him on the rotate here. They have an idea as well. He's going to find that one far too easy onto Dino. We mentioned about the fragging he's been doing. That shall not be playing a part in this round.
I was going to say, look at how far he creeped in already. He's going to be able to pick up that kill. Expected a refrag from Josh, or the attempt at least. However, he fell off quickly. Hayward, still below, has the opportunity to use that C4 vertically, but he decides to go top floor yet again as well and join his teammates in the turtle setup. At least what's left from it.
What is left? Not a whole lot. Now that Dino's gone, that's a lot of pressure removed from the CCTV side. You saw an interesting mirror window facing into Secret Stash up and towards logistics, which isn't normal. Normally it would face the other way and has someone playing inside logistics. But I think here's for when Josh wants to kind of vault over, as he has done now, knowing that it's very likely they will assume control of logistics and just wanting a way to be able to contest it.
The window's actually safe from the window on the back as well, due to the mattress with a metal plate in front of it, so they're not going to be able to take care of it. It's something that shows up more often every now and then, and actually seems to be proving its worth. And that is going to be, I think that C4 will be there, so if Juicy is like, alright, they're trying to contest me, they will fall back. Then you blow up the C4, you get that kill confirmed onto whoever is trying to peek you from there. So I like the setup and the idea right here, but they do have the pings on these players, so they know exactly where they're going to be coming from. They know exactly what they need to peek. The pre-fires are coming down, but Gio not going to be able to land the kill just yet, as Wildcard are running out of time. 20 seconds left. They need to go for this push now, as Juicy takes a lot of damage. And Strider gets the first refrag. It's going to be Juicy to respond on a completely night round. Looking like it, though, as they're trying to force themselves through these 2 windows. A pistol one-tap comes in from Imarin, but it's not going to be enough for sure, as they, well, as I said, they're actually trying to push themselves through, but the time will run out. It's the Knights to win it. It's the late flank from the Mirror that is coming in clutch right here. And it is going to be the Knights that fight back, and Wildcard not yet onto match point. Instead, 5-4 is the score.
You're finding that rally just like we saw back on the last map, where in the later rounds, it all seems to come up Knights for a short time before Wildcard then step in and close out a couple more. And that was just a flurry of kills there at the end, a flurry of blades as both teams burst through the site. And despite the hold setup we saw coming in with things like the Mirror, it's the one thing I think is a bit chaotic about this site is when it does come around to execute time from the east side, A lot of the attackers are trying to burst in through windows, through single doorways, and it just gets a little bit scrappy. If there is focus in towards the west, Jacuzzi Wall instead, things then are a bit more slower, more methodical. It's more about opening it up, securing the south window, and then going for a plant inside a gym in the default spot, normally just to the left of the doorway. However, that is another round, like you mentioned, going to the side of Knights. Wildcard not in the clear yet, and that title is still not quite in reach. It's close. But there's a very close contender coming up behind you ready for it.
It is 2 rounds away right now to get that title.
Potentially 2 rounds and another map, though.
Also 3 rounds for another map.
3 rounds, another map.
Potentially. And in that case, if we go to another map, there's a whole lot more pressure suddenly on top of Wildcard. Something they might not have expected going into this match as well. Of course, we haven't spoken to them really yet on stage, and we know that Strider, back when we had him in the interview, said we're going to give it our all. We have prepared, we know how to play it. Coastline might have looked a bit more iffy, but the clubhouse is seeming to become stronger and stronger.
Back and forth, hasn't it, really? And that's what you want from a best of 5. Again, no one likes a clean 3-0. All the big famous moments in history of Siege. Ents versus Penta is the one that jumps to mind as the back and forth. Even this year, saw a similar one for SSG and NIP. Round 3, looks like SSG were done, map 3, sorry, and then managed to swing it back. There was a very specific moment on Clubhouse, of all maps, just like here, where you saw the turn in momentum. And that's what's beautiful about best of 5s, and there is still that opportunity for it to happen here for Knights, but it's about these next few critical rounds. At least this time the Carly actually made it through, by the way.
It did make it through this time, indeed. The question is, how will it be used? How will it be utilized? Will it be enough to get Wildcard their round, the one they need? And there you see the attempt to pre-fire.
He knows how, he remembers last time, and Haywood remembers it as well, because he is nowhere to be seen.
And he, like, you know, you start attempting it every single round, because so often kills get found from that angle, from that wall bang, really, that at some point, it's just default. You just start shooting at it. You might be able to pick someone up, but now look at where Haywood is. If the wall bang comes through now, he's toast.
Well, he's crouching down. He's behind the table. He's just like, I'm ready. I don't want to get caught out again. I want this C4 to stay firmly between my fingers until I decide, not it fall into the ground because I am dead. Minute 30 left. Imarin still looking to assault in towards blue. Hasn't had the same look as last time with that kill that we spoke about just a moment ago onto Haywood, but needs to try and force Strider, of all people, away from playing behind the generator. One of the more comfortable spots to sit and play the ADS tricking game. Geo's at the very bottom here. Another Electric Claw is going to step out. Haywood should be in a spot to be able to catch out a wonderful double C4 kill here if they are smart about it. The reason why they're hanging back a bit here is if they do hear that C4 come singing out, they're in a spot to be able to say, no, we will run, we will not die to a random explosion.
All of the...
Oh my God, this back.
Oh, there we go. That's a double kill potentially. No, it's not.
3 step back.
All lances have been used, and that means that this Electric Claw will stay on.
Another C4?
Do they have another C4? They might have another C4. Yes, they do indeed. Look at Diesel, though. Grenade is being tossed back as the C4 rains through. That might be able to get a kill onto Dino if it goes through. There it goes. Oh, it's going to be landing right behind the barrels, not dealing a single point of damage to any of these 2 members inside. Second one will go through, but also doesn't take down the Electric Claw, and that means they need to go for the actual blowtorch, but it might be too late already. He's messing up a little bit as well. The feet get spotted as he runs past. That means there might be coming some pressure from the motorcycle hatch in the motorcycle room, which they need to be careful for now as well. It's not looking good for Wildcard here. They need to push through. There's almost no time, but Strider will go down first. It's Ethan that will be able to get that kill. If he manages to cut through to the left, he might be able to clear it up, but it's again another member from Knights to go down, and yet another one will go down. It's all up to Haywood, and Wildcard win it nonetheless, as they manage to make it happen in these last dying 10 seconds of the round. And now they are 1 round away from winning it and becoming 9th to 12th place in the 6 Invitational standings, which could qualify them later on if they continue their current streak.
And most importantly, stepping into that spot that was left vacant by Fnatic when they departed the region and moved to APAC North. I think that's what this is all about here, is establishing again dominance of we are the team to beat. We are the ones who deserve to be at the events like Tokoname, as they were back towards the end of last year. And we do keep on bringing it up because it is so impactful. 1 round away from beating Na'Vi, the eventual champions of the whole event. Imagine if Wildcard were the team that stepped up on the ones that won that whole event, and they were the ones everyone was singing about around the world. This would be a very different story coming into today's game.
It would have been a different story indeed, as the Vigil gets 6 picked out for the Echo. Knights need that extra denial as they're going back to CCTV cache. See, similar setup as we had the last time around. We have a Jaeger, we have a Wamai. Most likely these rotations will be made as well. And we're entering that last possible round of this series. Wildcard can close it out here. Knights are the ones that fight for survival. Are they going to be able to do it? Are they going to be able to at least hold on for yet one more round, maybe two, push it to overtime? Or is it going to be Wildcard that are stepping up and are taking the title?
Choose your character. It's like Smash Bros all over again between Dino and Imarin. Both sat on 12 kills, both having massive impacts. Dino coming alive in the second half after being quiet for the first half, if we recall. It was unfortunate because we even said at the time that looking at the leaderboard and seeing where the kills lay across both sides, it was almost even in total. Yet it was still sat at 5 and 2 to Wildcard. So yes, there has been a bit of a rally from Knights. They are playing that setup once. So actually, no, where's Hayward? Hayward's still in Garage, so it's the same as last time. Fine.
That they go, oh no, they're trying to go for a very aggressive spawn peek here. Hayward just doing a lot of damage onto Emerin, but can we quickly check back onto the construction wall right there? I want to highlight quickly that it will remain closed nonetheless, because they put up, first of all, 2 bandit charges, which they can clear, but at the bottom floor, they actually put it in between the speakers and electric claw. That is going to be the backup. If they manage to clear it, it will stay put. There's nothing they can do against it unless they go and clear it out like that. But just instead, Emerin will be walking in, getting the kill from the Maverick line that has been created. And that is starting things off strong right here for Wildcard.
He hasn't opened up all of it yet. I thought he assumed that he had, but clearly missing something. I've got to say, it's left a little bit to be desired in this half diesel. A few of these walls looking a bit patchy. I like me a nice clean job to get these walls open. Not what he's got in this instance, but a 5 versus 4, it still exists for Wildcard. A minute and 45 stands between them and the title of the best team in ANZ. That is a title they will bear proudly.
It's a title they would like to have. We have 90 seconds left, half the round for it to be decided. Knights, are you ready to hold this last attack, this possible last attack off? Or are you crumbling under the pressure? Still have pressure in Garage, we still have pressure from below, they have people everywhere. But they just need to win the gunfights now. It's so crucial now, Des.
They're like deer knights there with that drone sat on top of it downstairs, just trying to survey anyone that is trying to go for a late round upsetting flank. No one is going to try and do so, it seems, for the most part. They are dug in. They are committed to playing on site here. No one wants to go too crazy or cause any trouble. Ethan, downstairs once more. We've seen this previously. If we recall, it was Josh earlier on who was playing downstairs on the attack, causing some trouble late in the round, but not quite enough to stop the diffuser being diffused. Here, the roles are reversed. Could it play out the same way for Ethan, or can he be the one who, once the diffuser is down, is in a spot to recover and win the round?
Can make a small opening right now into this construction wall, and it will be very crucial in these last dying seconds. Dino trying to hold the angle, will be able to get the 1 kill. It's going to be missing onto the second one, though, so will be instantly retraded by Pat. Wildcard, you're 25 seconds away from getting the title. You're 25 seconds away and 3 kills of making that happen. Pat will move in. It's going to be Strider to try and turn the favor, turn the tides right here as he hopes to get the kill down onto Ethan, but Ethan will be able to get it. It's a 2-on-4, it's 10 seconds left as well. Are you going to be able to keep this up? Knights, are you going to be able to stop this plan? No, they are not. It's Emerin and Ethan, both with a kill. It's Wildcard with the last round. It's Wildcard with the title.
More and more crucial moments forming up like those ones. Ethan on the downstairs, the patience of a saint. And the Kings will not be dethroned by the Knights today. They return home battered and bruised, and Wildcard stand proudly at the top of the region. They are the new Kings. They will be holding on, at least until someone comes round for a challenge next time.